What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, and I'm back at y'all with another one. So, boy, oh boy, for a person that people did not appreciate, people that had disdain for this fighter, they doing everything in their power. Reverse psychology and guilt trip to get him to continue to fight for one or two reasons. For one, deep down, they know they don't want him to step away from the sport because they love to watch him box. And or two, they don't want him to step away from the sport because they want to make sure and try to give it every opportunity to see him take a loss. And that's undefeated 5-division world champion, 3-division undisputed world champion, pound for pound king, first ballot Hall of Famer, Terence Bud Crawford, who is 42 wins, no loss, no draw, 31 wins by way of knockout. Terence Crawford, a couple of weeks ago, announced that he's stepping away officially from the sport of boxing. He done did everything he needed to do in the sport of boxing. He ain't got nothing else to prove in the sport of boxing. And he's old. He's 38, right? He said, I'm 38 years old. I've been boxing since I was 7 years old. That's 31 years of wear and tear on my body. I done achieved what most thought I could not achieve. I have broken records. There's nothing else for me to do. I made a lot of money in the sport. I don't live a lavish lifestyle, so I've made investments. I don't need the money, right? So it's really nothing else for him to do, right? It's just padding the stats at this point. He's just running up the score at this point in time. If he keep boxing, right? It's just running up the score. But people can't accept Terence Crawford stepping away from the sport of boxing for those two reasons I just named, right? They love to see him fight, but they can't admit it, right? So they're trying to use reverse psychology, right? By saying, he's getting out the sport at the right time, and there's threats that started to, come to the light in the sport of boxing. So he's getting out the right time. Boxing News 24 is reporting. Now they disrespected him every chance they got. Now they reporting, Terence Crawford is getting out the sport at the right time because there's button stars in the sport of boxing, and Terence Crawford knows the dangers that they present, and he's getting out the sport of boxing at the correct time, right? They trying to guilt trip Terence Crawford into staying into the sport of boxing, right? And or because they know they love Terence Crawford, they just can't admit that they love him, and they don't want him to get out the sport of boxing. In the same token, there's the haters that don't want to see him leave the sport of boxing because they want him in the best possible position to see Terence Crawford take a loss. They don't want Terence Crawford stepping away from the sport unscathed, because remember this, the last 3 generations of kings in the sport of boxing have all retired undefeated. You have Floyd Mayweather era. He retired 50 wins, no losses, no draw, 27 wins by way of knockout. Broke records financially and just in the business, right? And in the sport of boxing. Then Andre Ward era, Olympic gold medalist, 2-division champion, right? They tried to do the same thing. He really lost to Sergey Kovalev the first fight, right? And now he's stepping away at the right time. He's ducking Artur Beterbiev, Dmitry Bivol, so on and so forth, right? Andre Ward retired, 32 wins, no loss, no draw, 15 wins by way of knockout. Beat the guy who they said was the boogeyman, now Terence Crawford. Jumped up essentially 3 weight classes, technically 2, and beats Canelo Alvarez. The unthinkable. Take that into consideration. You add up Floyd Mayweather with Terence Crawford, right? That's between the two of them. They are 92 wins with no losses and no draws, and 59 wins by way of knockout. Just the two of them. Then you add in Andre Ward, right? You put his 30 wins in there, right? Now they over 120 wins with no losses and no draws, and 100 wins by way of knockout. 3 African-American fighters that retired on top in dominant fashion. They don't want to see that. They want Terence Crawford in the best possible position to take a L. So they want him to keep fighting until he takes a L. It was like the same thing with Floyd Mayweather. Well, he ain't fight this guy. He ducked this guy. He avoided this guy. Same thing with Andre Ward. He ducked this guy. He avoided that guy. Now with Terence Crawford, he ducked this guy. He's avoiding Jerron Boots Ennis. He's avoiding David Benavidez because they want to see them in the best possible position to lose. Floyd retired, 38 years old. 38, 39. Terence Crawford, 38 years old. Andre Ward was young, but he had physical injuries to his knees. They don't want to see that. And guess what? The sport is producing possibly another undefeated king in either Shakur, Devin Haney, you got Abdullah Mason, Kamel Moulton, Jerron Boots Ennis, to name a few. They don't see no threats, true threats to them outside of them. And they want Terence Crawford in the best possible position to lose. And so they're trying to use reverse psychology and use his competitive nature against him, like they did Andre Ward and Floyd Mayweather. You can't beat this guy, so their competitive nature is saying that, well, you know what, I'm going to come back and show you I could beat him. But they understand that'll turn into this guy, that guy, this guy, this guy. It'll never end. They understand that very well. They understand that very well. It's diabolical, isn't it? But it's the truth. And that's all I got for y'all. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. It's your boy Blue signing off. I'm gone. Peace.